Today, the mineral uranium is the most talked of and the most sought after of all minerals. And in the northern Flinders Ranges of South Australia, some 300 miles north of Adelaide, the South Australian Mines Department is systematically exploring an area of some 150 square miles. Uranium deposits were found some 40 years ago in the vicinity of Mount Painter by ardent prospectors and were exploited to a limited degree for the production of radium. Interest in the field, however, waned, as radium had a very limited market and could be produced much cheaper elsewhere, while the uranium was virtually a waste byproduct. It was not until the early part of the Second World War when the British government suggested that it might make a useful contribution to a vital defense purpose that interest was suddenly revived. An airfield was constructed at Arkaroola, and this was quickly put into action to serve geologists, geophysicists, and mining parties sent to do important investigational work in the area. Arkaroola is located on the eastern margin of the Flinders Ranges, and roads lead from it to the various mining camps, such as Mount Painter and East Painter, about 25 miles distant in the heart of the ranges. Approaching the field in the airplane, the rugged features of the northern Flinders Ranges are thrown into strong relief, and the vivid colorations of the rocks, with little vegetation covering, have a beauty and character all their own. As one proceeds towards the deposits by road, the arid climatic conditions become very apparent. The trees, with the exception of the tall river gums lining the creeks, which strangely enough always present a freshness even in the driest of years, comprise chiefly the hardy pines, with a few stunted eucalypts and acacias. Spinifex grass, more commonly known as porcupine grass, covers the rocky slopes, where it succeeds in finding a footing. Whilst the outcrops of rocks are numerous and offer the geologists and prospector every encouragement in their search, the rough mountainous character makes progress extremely slow, and large tracts of rugged country yet remain to be penetrated and examined in detail. The old Mount Painter mine, the scene of early productive operations, first engaged attention in the renewed wartime search. Its black outcrop can be clearly spotted as the plane passes over it, as well as the spoil dumps at the entrances to the hillside tunnels. The first prospecting camp was established here using camels to bring in most of the equipment. It was a going concern long before any road penetrated the ranges, and geologists completed their tasks while roads were being formed. The construction of roads required the use of heavy bulldozers and mechanical graders. Blasting in many places was necessary to make a wide track wide enough for motor vehicles to bring in the heavy mining plant and stores. The old workings were carefully inspected, and numerous samples were taken for investigation of treatment methods. Here again the camels proved their worth in transporting the ore down the steep hillsides. period of search, promising indications were obtained at East Mount Painter, and a camp was established there for further detailed exploration work. The South Australian government took advantage of the presence of Professor M.L. Oliphant in Australia to get his opinion on the prospects of the field, and in company with His Excellency the Governor, Sir Willoughby Norrie, and the Premier of South Australia, the Honourable T. Playford, an inspection was made of the field. The underground workings were visited and prospecting trenches were studied with interest. Probably the most are concerned is that of the prospectors who, once having become familiar with the colors and characteristics of the uranium minerals, have succeeded in unearthing many new occurrences. Portable gigamala counters, which measure radioactivity, are carried by mining engineers and geologists and give more definite indications of the richness of the deposit. Satisfactory water supplies were difficult to obtain, but were eventually found by boring at a site near the entrance to the range. A small pumping plant was used to fill tanks mounted on motor lorries. All water required for mining and domestic purposes had to be carted from this source. Only tractor or jeep could traverse some of the steep tracks to the mine workings. A jeep and trailer is used to bring up drill steel and other equipment required for the job. Taken from the jeep, the mine timber is loaded onto a light truck and hauled to the mine level. Tunnels of varying lengths have been excavated into the hills, and the ore is stockpiled on the dumps outside the numerous workings. Besides mining operations, sites are accurately surveyed and pegged for diamond drilling. The drills are looked to provide the vital information on the extent of the deposits in depth. If the hopes of useful supplies are realized, we may see these deposits make valuable contribution in the not far distant future to the use of atomic power.